Former Roger Federer coach reveals what stands out in Eala's tennis. Alexandra Eala has been turning heads across the tennis world, with her emergence on the WTA Tour drawing attention from several well-known names. Kim Clijsters was among the first to praise Eala following her performances earlier this season at both the Abu Dhabi Open and Dubai Tennis Championships. Currently ranked 31st in the world, Eala has established herself as a presence on tour, and with Indian Wells coming up, there is potential for her to climb even higher. Just before making her debut appearance at the iconic Masters event, the 20-year-old received a notable endorsement from Paul Annacone. Annacone recently highlighted the qualities in Eala's game that have caught his eye on the WTA Tour. She's got a smile that lights up a room. I remember last year when she beat Iga Swiatek and she did it with a lot of grace and humility, he began by saying. For me, it was terrific to see her take that match and watch her play after that and continue to progress. I like her game. Obviously she wants to get better than where she is now at 32 in the world, but she's got a lot of good hand-eye coordination and the ability to take the ball early and redirect. Eala's strong fanbase is also helping boost her profile across the sport, as Annacone noted, but the fan stuff is always fun to me because whenever you see players from smaller countries, the fans are so passionate when they get to the top. In 2026, Eala has a 10-6 record on the WTA Tour, featuring notable victories over players like Donna Vekic and Jasmine Paolini. Alexandra Eala's most notable wins to date. Eala has picked up several high-profile wins since breaking onto the WTA Tour, many of which came during her standout run at the Miami Open. She beat Madison Keys, Jelena Ostapenko and Swiatek to reach the semifinals, where she eventually lost to Jessica Pegula. Just as impressive was her win over top 20 player Clara Tauson at the 2025 US Open. That victory marked Eala's first ever Grand Slam title. But the Filipina has been pulling off surprise results well before her recent rise in popularity. The 20-year-old claimed her first top 50 win against Lesia Tsurenko in the opening round of the 2024 Madrid Open. She has often exceeded expectations throughout her career, and that trend has carried over into her strong start to 2026. The next wave. What stands out in Eala's tennis? Through the eyes of a legendary teacher. There are moments in sport when a young athlete emerges not just as a promising contender, but as an unmistakable signal of something bigger, something transformative. For fans of tennis, that moment has been crystallizing around the rise of Alexandra Eala, the Filipina sensation whose hunger, skill, and charisma have been turning heads across the globe. And now, insight from Paul Annacone, a coach once at the side of 20-time Grand Slam champion Roger Federer, offers a rare, thoughtful lens on what truly sets Eala apart in the fiercely competitive world of professional tennis. What makes this perspective especially noteworthy isn't just Annacone's pedigree, coaching legends such as Federer and other elite champions, but his trained eye for recognizing potential and unique talent at the intersection of physical skill and strategic intelligence. The foundation of fearlessness. At the heart of what Annacone has highlighted is something intangible yet unmistakable. Fearlessness under pressure. Unlike many young players who crumble when the spotlight grows bright and the stakes soar, Eala seems to flourish. She doesn't slow down, retreat, or shrink from confrontation. She steps into it. And in the heat of a pivotal point, that mental edge transforms her from a competitor into a contender. In the realm of professional tennis, this fearlessness can mean the difference between reaching a few big rounds and consistently beating top-ranked foes. For Eala, it's the kind of trait that doesn't have to be taught. It's something almost innate, rooted perhaps in her journey, her upbringing, and a hunger to prove herself. Annacone has flagged this quality as a distinguishing mark in her game, one that suggests her trajectory could soon leave her among the sport's truly elite. Beyond power, craft and court intelligence. Powerful ground strokes and fierce serves often dominate headlines in tennis analysis. But tennis isn't a sport decided by raw force alone. It's a chess match played at full throttle. And that's where Eala's game, according to Annacone, becomes especially intriguing. From the baseline to tricky angles and shifts in tempo, Eala reads play with an astute awareness that seems advanced for her age. Anacone saw in her an ability to blend aggression with precision, not just firing shots with speed, but placing them purposefully to disrupt her opponent's rhythms and provoke errors. This strategic sense, knowing when to go for power, when to change pace, and when to leverage the full court, echoes a rare mix of physical confidence and tactical discipline. Observers see it in the way she constructs points, waits for openings, and transitions from defense into sudden offense. This sort of dynamic playmaking is often what separates the good from the great in tennis. Psychological momentum, the unseen strength. Anyone can hit a winner. What sets top players apart, and what Anacone seems to believe Eala possesses, is an unshakable inner game. In elite competition, psychological momentum can override technical skill. The player who believes unabashedly in her ability tends to wrest control away from even the fiercest rivals. This mental toughness is evident in Eala's best performances, particularly in how she approaches big matches. In key moments, she shows lengthening focus, refusing to blink under pressure. And even when a match slips from her grasp, she doesn't dissolve into mistakes. She continues probing, fighting, and crashing back into the contest. That kind of resilience becomes a competitive advantage, a psychological weapon every bit as potent as an ace down the tee. According to Anacone, it's precisely that combination of grit, confidence, and adaptability that makes Eala's game stand out on the global stage. The left-handed advantage, a subtle edge. Another fascinating aspect that Anacone and nearly every analysis of Eala's game points to is her left-handedness, a nuance that may seem small but has major effects in match play. Left-handed players naturally create different visual angles and spin patterns that many opponents don't see day to day. Eala leverages this not as a gimmick but as a strategic tool, twisting rallies into unexpected pathways and forcing rivals to consistently adjust their timing and court positioning. This flips standard tactical expectations on their head. Instead of being on autopilot, her opponents must constantly reevaluate where the ball will go and how they'll react. That kind of mental pressure, even before the physical battle begins, gives her an edge that few players can replicate. Learning from legends, the legacy of Nadal and Federer's camp. While Anacone knows winners best, from Federer to Pete Sampras, Eala's journey has also been shaped by time spent at the Rafael Nadal Academy in Mallorca, where emphasis is placed on a relentless work ethic, mental fortitude, and physical conditioning. Her time there? It wasn't merely about mastering strokes, it was about absorbing a champion's mindset. This academy culture, blending Nadal's tenacity with international